Welcome back to the story. This is the 13th audio segment, 6th January. But still, with all the moral support that he receives from his children, he continues his efforts. Fortunately, Waywalker sails through the storm because the wind had slowed down. The third section of the story. Moral support by the children and a search for the island. He went to the chart room and worked optimistically on wind speeds, changes of course, drift and current. He calculated their position with the help of the sextant. Sextant is a tool used for measuring wind speed. It's a navigational tool device. He wanted to know their location in the ocean. They were searching for a 65-kilometer wide island in a 150,000 kilometer vast expanse of the ocean. Susan was moving painfully as the left side of her head was very swollen and her eyes had become black and narrow. Her eyes looked like slits. Slits are a narrow opening. New word, caricatures, means satirical portraits. The story continues. While he was thinking, Susan joined him. She forgot about her swollen head and prepared a card which she gave to her father. On the front, it had caricatures of Mary and the narrator, that is her mother and father. She called them funny people who made her laugh. It also contained a message. The purpose of the card is to express her love, gratitude, optimism, and good wishes. It is also her attempt to enliven the gloomy atmosphere due to the threat looming over them. In search of the island, the narrator had lost his main compass. He was using a spare one. It had not been corrected for magnetic variation. He had to make allowance for this as well as for the influence of the westerly currents. Though he checked and rechecked his calculations, he was not sure. He depended on luck as well. At times, he was not very convinced. He instructed Larry to steer a course of 185 degrees, saying that they could hope to find the island by the evening. That is around 5 p.m. He then went off to sleep with a heavy heart. When he woke up, it was already 6 p.m. and it was growing dark. He thought that they might have missed the islet. They couldn't hope to beat back into the westerly winds with the sails they had been left with. Ultimate victory. There's a new word. A tousled hair means the reference is to disorderly or disarranged hair of the other's son, Jonathan. The story continues. Fortunately, they sailed on and managed to find Isle Amsterdam by evening. When Jonathan called his father the best daddy in the world and the best captain and asked for a hug, he refused to do so. On being informed about this, the narrator's joy has no bounds. Susan told her daddy that the island was as big as a battleship and it was out there in front of them. Relieved, the narrator gazed at the complete outline. It was a born piece of a volcano rock with hardly any vegetation and only 28 inhabitants. Yet he called it to be the most beautiful island of the world because it provided them with safety from the huge waves of the sea. It also gave them the opportunity to repair the damaged ship. It was a ray of hope for their survival. Soon they got offshore and struggled to reach the island with the help of its inhabitants. After stepping on land, he thought of his companions, Larry and Herb, who had remained cheerful and optimistic under the most serious situations. His wife, Mary, who had stayed at the wheel during the crucial hours. His daughter, Susan, who did not bother him about her head injury. New word. Recurring means occurring again and again with repetition. Susan's injuries were serious because it took 6 minor operations to remove a recurring blood clot between the skin and skull. The narrator's courageous son, Jonathan, who was not afraid to die, is a factor which boosts the confidence of the narrator. The story explains how one must react in the direst of the situations. It also teaches us that we must never lose hope and try to find solutions and stay positive in the face of adversity. We must try our best to remain calm and composed and understand the power of unity and teamwork. The importance of common sense, putting continuous efforts to overcome the catastrophe, and the significance of being extra cautious and careful are also learned from such hazardous experiences. In this story, the children play a very crucial role. They are loving caring, and concerned towards their parents. They were very courageous and retained their calm and composure even at a time when the adults had given up hope of survival. Okay, the next day I will send the exercises, that is the question answers. You may write it in your notebooks. Of course, you can read the text and prepare it yourself also. Thank you for listening and watching. Okay, bye.